Hello, and welcome to another session of the Nerd Scholarship Guru. We're going to talk about who gets to graduate. Well, I was reading an article the other day, and it was a while back I read this article. It's about a student who goes to the University of Texas in Austin. Her name is Vanessa. Well, Vanessa is struggling at the University of Texas right now in economics and some other subjects. She's a first-generation student, and she's a low-income minority as well. They made programs such as TIP in the University of Texas to try to help decrease the size of the classes, and the teacher improved the student to teacher ratio just for a select group of students who they believe ranked the bottom 40% of their class, of their entering freshman class. So it's kind of discouraging as well too. Like, if you work so hard in high school and you believe you're the top 7% that get to go into the University of Texas, but once you get in, you're told that you're considered the bottom 40% of their freshman class. They really don't come out saying it that way, but when if you get invited to the program called TIP, that's what they kind of are labeling you as. It's a program that tries to increase their chances of graduating because, and by statistics showing, 90% of freshmen born in families in the top income, like the highest income, and are not first generation students, 2 out of 3 students will graduate, which is a very strong percentage for them to get in, for them to graduate with a 4-year degree. However, students like Vanessa, who are low income, struggling minority students, have a 1 in 6 chance. So one student out of 6 students will have the chance of graduating within 4 years, which is very slim. The problem that's going on, I see like a lot of universities, in many articles I've read, the grading curve is a major disadvantage to low-income students like Vanessa. It just sets them up for failure because they don't really, since it's a big university and they take a large freshman class and the ratio student to professor ratio is very big. They don't really have the resources for a first-generation low-income student minority. I've grown up in a low-income disadvantaged community back in high school, and most of the students, just like Vanessa has portrayed in her article as they quote it, it's like they see UT as if it's the Harvard, the best that they can do. They don't know there's actually other colleges out there that will be willing to look past their test scores, to see the fact that they're struggling because of the situation and adversities that were placed in front of them that had nothing out, that they had no control of. Like the situation her mother was in, she had no control of it. She had no control that her mother would go through all that struggle, and she was born into the struggle as well. But she beat the odds and got into college. However, she didn't pick a college based on her, like, does it have the resources she needs. She's the first person out of her family to go to college. I applaud for her for that. However, it's very tough to overcome to even graduate within the 4 years requirement. This could have been all prevented if someone were to talk to her before she started her college search, which is the reason why I was really motivated to do this program, to provide low-income students, disadvantaged students in the community, my community and other communities, that there's resources out there that are actually willing to help you, colleges out there that are willing to provide for you. Because I have peers who are taking 23 grants of loans to attend UT, but they're failing their first year. And it's not really their fault because they're first in their family. Most of them are first-generation students as well. And they too are they're struggling. If you come from low-income disadvantaged community, all the high schools are programmed to do is pretty much teach you to the tests, the state exams, but never to like the quality of teaching, not really to the SAT part. So usually UT made this ruling, I think in Texas as well, the top 10%, UT changed it to top 7% or higher or lower, however they want it. And usually it causes more diversity. However, it doesn't really help the student overall. The student is going to struggle, and then most students they have shown will drop out, and they're usually the low-income student who drop out their freshman year due to the struggle they go through. A professor there who has gone through the same struggle back in the time when he was in college, he struggled in chemistry and ironically became a chemistry professor. He's trying to change that for a few students over there who decided to join the TIP program. They also give them an additional 5,000, but you pretty much have to work your way for that, and you have to participate in this program as well. But you're considered the bottom 40% of their freshman class, pretty much. It's probably a really sticky situation, to my opinion. I don't want to be like, it doesn't really help the individual because it probably helps them in their science, math related classes. However, they're not going to have the program installed for them for the whole 4 years. And how about the other electives such as business, English? They won't really have that same comfort. And still, 50 in a class is pretty big compared to private schools who will actually have 20 to 15, and they'll give you one-on-one attention, knowing that you are struggling because you came from a disadvantaged background. They'll take that all in consideration. However, universities like UT and state public universities are very large. They have up to 7,000 plus freshmen coming in each year. It actually accumulates to almost 50,000. Like, I feel like I'm not discrediting UT, but it's not a good fit for first generation students for their undergraduate education due to the large amount of students they take in and the lack of resources for students of that background, because they really can't really split up classes like that. I understand it's really big. You can't really do that. They rank highly for their grad schools, which I understand and they focus more of. But a lot of students need to look at the fact, like, are you going to be successful? Are you going to make it out of there? In my opinion, I suggest be aware of your college choices, pick wisely, ask yourself, do you see yourself making out of this college, even as a first generation student being low income on top of it? Each college has a different structure. It's just up to you to see if it fits your needs. So don't blame the college if you're not really doing as well as you should, but you should really take in consideration that you might need more help than others due to your background. If you want to read more on the article and give me your opinion and give me some commentary too as well, I'll love that. I have a link to it in the information box below this video. And like the Nerdy Scholarship Guru on Facebook, subscribe to my channel. We'll be talking about more other articles on colleges, scholarships, or even giving people advice or even resources that low-income students, first-generation students that don't know about it. So take advantage of it and subscribe below. Comment if you have any questions on any other related topics as well.